Infernal Shrines, game number 1. We are in the lower bracket of the Rive Cup, everybody. Our best of 3 here starts today. The Heroes of the Storm tournament continues. 2,000 euros are on the line, as explained in the past. And, well, we are today looking at SoundLess versus Inting for rubles. And, yep, this is obviously a bit of a pun because it's a Russian tournament organizer, so they changed their name slightly for this very specific tournament. Yeah, and both of the teams do have done a pretty fair job throughout the tournament, but in the round of 8 in the winner bracket, especially SoundLess was soundly beaten. There was just a couple of top teams, the top 4 in Europe, that just crushed through their quarterfinal matches in the winner bracket and are now in the semi over there. Some of them will, of course, soon drop down into the lower bracket, but first we're moving through the losers bracket matches here. And at that point, what do we go? We got the Chromie band, we got Sonya, we got Brightwing, and we got Diablo band out. That actually leaves a lot of heroes that you would normally see banned. So the band patterns that we have for Inting for rubles is kind of interesting. It leaves Uth up, it leaves Medivh up, you have Stukov still available. So a lot of the heroes that you would normally see banned out are not banned, and they're not even taking them. Now, Medivh has in the last couple of days at least been a little bit hit or miss in the sense that a lot of teams seem to be gambling a bit, saying, hey, you guys don't have a Medivh player, do you? So that backfired hard for some of them, since if you don't ban Medivh against a team like Chili Mountain, for example, you're just going to get screwed. And talking about getting screwed, with Varian being picked, here's the Stukov pick as the follow-up, and yep, that is already looking pretty terrifying. The good old insta-gib combo. Yeah. This has been played over and over and over again. With Varian, with the Nuburak, Stukov, you just try to come in, bam, and get these stuns set up and then the burst damage. And that seems to be exactly the case also for Team SoundLess now. So Inting for rubles, they started with Hogan with Lucio, but whew, you gotta be careful here now. This is getting dangerous already. And yeah, Greymane gets banned by them. Greymane, of course, with the bullet is immediately nice to just chunk the target down. My question would be right away if they themselves take Tychus. Tychus is, of course, great on the map with Odin, but also if you're trying to play this killer composition, then Tychus, with the bigger they are, and even if you just go into the rhythm, really, really strong. So I would kind of like to see a Tychus pick here now. Now, of course, you're going up against Varian, but you already have a pretty heavy front line. You can shift it around and simply go for stacking on level 4 and try to get the minigun duration a little bit higher. But if they don't go for Tychus and it gets taken by the blue team, then I think they have a problem. And Nuburak and Hanzo. A little bit afraid now. Oh, nah. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what exactly the blue team does. If they pick Tychus plus X, that could get real dirty. That could get really, really dirty. Second damage dealer, you can play Variant solo at the front line together with Uther. They go Vala instead, okay. Vala instead, and Diva. Alright, that gives them a little bit more AoE, so it doesn't quite work as well with the attempt to just take a target down, so they're not going into a setup where they are putting all their eggs into one basket. But Vala is, of course, also great with the multi-shot build to lock in some additional stacks on the objective whenever the shrine's up. Yeah, so playing around that a little bit. And for Baby Houdini, last but not least, our best of 3. What are we going to get for Infernal Shrines? Our Heroes of the Storm match about to start at this tournament. And it's Dehaka again. They like to play with their Dehaka. They've played him in so many games, and this one is no exception. The Global is once again in play. Team SoundLess, everybody, going up against Inting for rubles. Game number 1 in our best of 3 series. On the left side, in our first game, we got Team SoundLess. The Heroes of the Storm team, mainly consisting of Ukrainians and Russians, with Hydra on Varian, Nenopi on Vala, Sir Ice Cream on Stukov. We got Farland on Uther, and Shamzik is playing Diva. On the right side of the map, Inting for rubles, with Mind Talk on Hogger, Baby Houdini on Dehaka, Nox is playing Lucio. We got the Fish on Nuburak, and Hat on Hanzo. Okay, let's check out who takes the first game in this. Once again, for Hogger, the journeyman cooking right here. Vala, of course, as usual, starting straight up with a Hot Pursuit. Gonna follow up with a multi-shot. Gloom on 13, most likely. And I guess then Manticore and Farfly Quiver on the 16 and the 20. A little bit of damage up at the top. Could dive in, of course, with the Nuburak, create a beetle, soak the damage, and then simply rotate back. So it's some easy damage against structures right at the beginning of the game. Nothing too crazy, but every little bit matters. Especially when you're playing competitive Heroes of the Storm. Any competitive game for that matter. You just want to make sure that you get into incremental advantages over your opponent. And that just adds up over time. Baby Houdini at the bottom of the map gets attacked right away and gets nearly ganked down. But is able to survive. And honestly, that did way more damage to Shamzik than it did to Dehaka. So, yeah, well done. The top lane pressure play has still continued for a bit longer as they were starting to set all of this up. And currently in the middle of the map, we have Mindhawk soaking the experience. Also a little bit of a slower one. The camps are now up, so that's where we're going to see the team start to make their moves for the Khazras. And of course, now that we are in the lower bracket, it also means that you really need to win this series or you're out of the tournament. Yeah. Varian is already at the bottom, double checking if the red team is ready to take their own camp. That hasn't happened so far, so he's starting to rotate around. It's actually kind of nice to see that both of the teams have not gone for their camps. Instead, we see very big pressure plays at the top lane from the red team, and we're having Team SoundLess react to that as much as they can. Now, Hogger, of course, can easily take camps on his own. That's exactly what he did here. Yeah, and then helps them with the pressure in the middle of the map. D.Va is now trying to do the same thing. Currently starting to move in for this, and Varian busy at the bottom of the map at the same time here. I guess it's really going to come down to the first objective when we're going to see the team being a bit more aggressive. For now, everybody is just trying to get slight advantages on the objective, on the structures, and not really a whole lot of kills, anything happening. The level 4 talent is now kicking in for Varian, which is of course always a game changer for him, a pretty big one at that. But Mindhawk still takes the camp at the bottom. And Hanzo has done some more damage topside and nearly took the first tower down. So, good start here for them. But teams are definitely a bit more cautious than we've seen in some of the previous games now. The bed of barbs again for Nubarak for the additional zone control that they oftentimes hold. And Mindhawk has a problem. Yeah. He's trying to get away onto the wrong side though. He can maybe delay it, but he's going to fall one way or another. Honestly, at this point, you kind of want to commit Sudoku and kill yourself. Because if you don't, then you're just gonna delay the inevitable. Don't tell me he gets away. Are you fucking with me? Welcome to Juke City, everybody! And this is our mayor, Mindhawk! They thought they had him 100% and then he gets out. You gotta be kidding me. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. Fantastic. Alright, I was about to say he should really kill himself and run into the structures so that he's back in time for the shrine fight, but yep, none of that. Instead, he just simply moves out. I mean, it's Hogger after all, and he's just like, wait a second, I'm not gonna die here. What are you talking about, dude? And I was like, please, give me a little more credit. Oh, they could have easily had him, though. They moved some of the heroes away because they thought they had him safe. And yeah, then he just hoggered them. He completely hoggered them. Yeah, the level 7 kicks in a little bit earlier, thanks to Dehaka, who is still at the bottom of the map, so he hasn't really joined the fun yet. With 25 stacks for Team SoundLess, it doesn't really seem like they're gonna make a play for the shrine. There's only 10 left, so if they really want to fight this battle, then they gotta move Dehaka to the top very, very soon. And, well, let's see. Honestly, with the level 7, they could have gone for the objective, but well, they didn't. So now it's level 7 on both sides. Here comes the build again. One Vala with the Arsenal now on level 7. We pretty much got what you would expect on most of the heroes now. Subterranean Shield, giving Nubarak a little bit more safety when he dives in. They, of course, have to bait the Punisher over. They gave this one up just for the experience lead, and Dehaka, of course, could give them the extra XP at the bottom of the map and also push the structures in just a slight little bit. But yeah, there's the taunt. Follow up, and goodbye. This time Hogger is down. That's the first kill in the game, by the way. So nicely done by Team SoundLess. And welcome to the problem. Varian with Stukov, that's what happens. And if you have Uther behind you too with an additional stun, plays like this are going to be quite common. Nubarak barely makes it out. There's only a single kill in the game so far, but that is enough to help them take not only the camp away, but also destroy the fort, which is of course a bit more important. So good job for them. Hogger has his 10,000 damage nearly. We get Vala also stacking up the damage now with a multi-shot. Talking about Vala, she immediately gets dragged, but the hand of freedom is helping her out here. Nano P with the big multi-shots, and Hogger is dead again. Yep, he died once more. So that was not really a good move back into the team fight for him. It was a bit unfortunate for Inting for Rubles. They start to have some big problems here. Now, they're not too far behind yet. Losing that fort is a big problem, though. And experience is now going to increase the lead for Team SoundLess because they're starting to take the camps away down at the bottom. And with the early level 10, that's another big play. Also, Stukov can easily provide vision, and as you can tell, the Khazras are using that to take the fountain down. So in the mid lane, you now have no sustain left either. And there's the level 10 abilities, which gives us the Divine Shield. Vala, and honestly, against this lineup, could very well just go for... Very likely going to be a stun, I suppose. She's probably going to go Rain of Vengeance, but she could go Strafe in this one too. You got a few abilities that you need to dodge out on. The problem is really more so the Cocoon that can instantly counter that if played correctly. So, yeah, it can really reduce the value. We got the high five on the other side. Could see a Shockwave. Yep, there it is. Hogger goes for the Shockwave. Okay. And there's the Strafe. So, goes into Strafe. It's going to be a little bit of interplay between Anubarak in particular and Vala during those fights. And the Strafe timing for Nano P has to be on point, or he's not going to get a whole lot out of it. But, yep, let's see what else we're going to have. Okay, so at this point, there it is. 2-0 in kills. Level 10 versus level 10. Still the fight in the middle. They're pushing through the bot lane. Mid lane gets opened up. Team SoundLess is now showing the aggression that we've been waiting for the entire time. And we didn't really get it in the early game, but now they got that level 10 abilities. We're definitely seeing a lot more of it. And Inting for Rubles is experiencing that firsthand. Next objective should soon be announced, and now that the bottom wall has been opened, this also means that there's no fountain on any lane anymore. That's a huge problem when you're trying to fight for the objective in the middle of the map. If your opponent, of course, still holds all their fountains, which is definitely the case here for Team SoundLess. So, yeah. Bit of a problem. A problem that maybe Dehaka can, at least to an extent, help with. Yeah, they're moving in. They're trying to go for the play here. Vala gets attacked. Can they get the kill? Oh, the Divine Shield. Yeah, that didn't do anything either. Big problem. Yeah, Hanzo with the meme strike over here. Bucky, whatever. Comes in, drops it, can't really do anything with it. Now we got Shamzik and the rest of the red blue team starting to attack straight in, hoping of course to get a kill. So far that hasn't happened, but they have full control over the shrine now and take the early lead on the stacks, and yeah, that's a little bit of a different issue now. We lost the first objective, second one doesn't really look that great either, so things are becoming a bit more dangerous now, and they're moving fully away from it. They're not even trying to fight a battle here. Don't have the 5 at the bot lane, so that's going to be another punisher for Team SoundLess. I'm a little bit afraid for Inting for Rubles. Maybe they decided that there's not enough rubles to info over here, but they are struggling. And for a second I thought that Mindtalk was really trying to take the camp. That would have been bad news. I mean, again, if you are hoping that your opponent just pushes the bot lane and you're trying to steal something away at the top, you might be able to do that. But just look how well the blue team plays this now. They have 39 stacks. They want to take the fort before they're taking the Punisher and the level 13 talent. And they're going to get both. And then they can easily take the objective and try to make a play for the keep already. So, well played here. Yeah, the acid-drenched mandibles are in. 13 versus 13. Again, Strafe has been used. Okay, there's a meme strike. Varian down. Good first kill. Fall in the cocoon. That was a nice move. That shut down the Divine Shield, so nobody could save Varian. D.Va, is she gonna be in trouble? Can go straight for the mech again. And is back to business. Now, of course, they're trying to reclaim this, but with 39 stacks to the name of SoundLess, they are not gonna let that one slide. That's just not happening. Even if Vala just lands a single multi-shot, that's already gonna be enough. And yeah, they're moving in. They're taking the Mortar Punisher. But D.Va might fall, and that's the problem. And, oh, the Divine Shield. Nice. On point. Yeah, job well done. Absolutely on point here with the D-Shield. So they keep D.Va alive to fight another day. And now they can move to the bottom of the map. Not only to take down the fort, but maybe even more. Nice lockdown against the Nubarak. Well played. The fish gets out, but he has suffered a lot of damage. And of course, Varian is back, and Vala shows no mercy. Comes in, closes the distance, and gets the kill against Anubarak. The noob got racked, and now the move through the bot lane for and keep. They want to go for the final structure here. 3 kills to 1. Not really all that kill heavy. Horga goes down. No more pogging for him, and they're just falling apart over here. They're on the retreat. They're trying to somehow survive, but Hat is about to die too. Hanzo is dead. He got devoured. And now the bot lane is going to lose the keep, and they're very likely going to try to make the play for the core. We're 11 minutes in, and Team SoundLess just shows no mercy. The death timers are low, of course, so they might be able to defend, but it's not going to be easy, because that Punisher still holds another 30% of the hit points. They play for the Haka, and with the Haka falling, this is just the end of it. I mean, that core is getting rushed down. And what a great game here by Team SoundLess. Slow at the start, and then they snowball it hard after the second objective. Very well done here. 7 kills to 1 as the blue team locks in a victory on Infernal Shrines and takes the lead in this best of 3 Heroes of the Storm series at the Rive tournament. Nicely done. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, Towers of Doom. Ready. Let's go. Team SoundLess in the lead against Inting for Rubles. Very solid performance. I mean, seriously. Disciplined play from the beginning. Nicely done. Maximum. I mean, they got the maximum out of every single objective pretty much. They even delayed the one at the bot lane, got the 39 initially. And that's that. So, very, very well executed by them. If they can continue that trend in game number 2, we're in for a really quick series. But Inting for Rubles, they could bring it back, but you could tell that they had massive problems. They're banning the same setup, by the way, so they really don't like to go up against the Diablo, which I can understand. Officer Ice Cream, but the Brightwing ban is a little bit out there, considering that you leave Medivh open and you leave Stukov open. Now, you will never end up in a position where you can ban everything. That just doesn't happen. There's always going to be something that you want to ban out and you can't. They have first pick now too, but they go straight into Sonya, which isn't a bad pick, but it leaves just too many options open. If the blue team wanted to, they could lock in Varian and Stukov again right away. And yeah, that's a little bit dangerous. You also got Medivh. I mean, again, there's Stukov. Now, it's not only about the Varian. If you want to play this together with the Nubarak, it works really well too. So, yeah, this could get a little bit nasty. I'm slightly worried for Inting for Rubles. Let's see what they're going to go for the second and third pick. I mean, it doesn't... They themselves also have a lot of options. So it's not only one team that has opportunities here. I don't know if they have a good Medivh player. Yeah, damage. Okay, so they're going to try for the nano boosted Li Ming in order to get some resets on this one. Another thing that I have to point out here is that Hydra's Vikings haven't been banned yet. I guarantee you that Hydra is sitting there watching that third ban coming in, and if it's not the Vikings, he's going to be like, please, for the love of God, pick it. Take it. And Ending for Rubles says, nope.
Nope.
Not happening. Alright. They did their homework. All shall suffer.
Say hello to your sister for me.
You dog, you. Not even death can stop him. Anyways, Leo for the rotation between the mid and the top. And there's the Varian pick. Again, that was not a surprise at all. I would have loved if they, instead of Brightwing, banned Stukov, or, yeah, at least got rid. I mean, Medivh hasn't been played, but at least ban the Stukov. They had so much problems with that Varian Stukov style in the last one. I don't know. Okay, so we got Hat and Baby Houdini with their picks. They haven't locked them in yet. And let's go. Muradin and Tehaka. Alright, we got Muradin here. A little bit of jumping around. Can set up Li Ming with a good Stormbolt. And Nanopi on the last pick. What is he gonna get? Well, Let's go, guys. Towers of Doom. They still need a little bit more damage, I'd say. Could be a melee assassin. Could be a ranged damage dealer. P usually likes to have something that has a bit more of an oomph to it. And there's Genji, yeah. Zipping around, getting the damage in. Towers of Doom, everybody. Game number 2. Team SoundLess against Inting for Rubles at this Heroes of the Storm tournament. Inting for Rubles. They need to win 2 in a row. Team SoundLess, they locked in a victory on Infernal Shrines. And now we find ourselves on Towers of Doom. Hydra is sad again because his Vikings were banned. But we got him this time on Varian on the left side. We got Farland on Cassia, Nenopi on Genji. Shamzik is playing Leoric in this one. And we got Sir Ice Cream on Stukov. So they're definitely shifting it a little bit around to make things interesting, of course, as well. As you can tell on the right side of the map, it's Nox on Ana this time. We got Fish on Muradin, Mindhawk on Liming, Hat on Sonya, and Baby Houdini. He loves to play as Dehaka, and he gets him once again. So, Dehaka is in. The low blow on level 1 for Stukov. The talent got buffed in the recent patch, and ever since then we've seen more of a focus into the Lurking Arm outside of the level 13 talent for him. Doesn't mean that you have to play it, but it is a bit more popular lately. So, Stormbolt build for Muradin. Nothing too crazy over here either. Slam, of course, for Sonya. She's gonna slam it out here. And I am interested to see how Nenopi is gonna play this one out, because him on Genji is dangerous. Just generally speaking, he has some crazy moves. Like, he is one of those guys. We have them pretty much on any of the top teams that just loves to play an agile hero. He can jump around and dish out the damage, put the kills in. Talking about kills, Hydra, if he doesn't pay attention, is gonna fall here. They're trying to keep him alive, and no fucking way. What? Hydra gets out with 20 HP and Liming dies on the right side. That is insane. How on God's green earth did he make it out there? Check that one out. Look at Hydra. Look at Hydra, how low he drops and how easy they could have taken him apart. And he plays with vision the entire time, heals himself up there once, and is able to get away. That was just crazy. Hydra survives. No kill for Inting for Rubles, and instead we have the kill against the red team. Unbelievable. 22 hit points or something. Alright, nicely done. Good jukes. Juke City. But so Ice Cream, Farlander over here. We got Nenopi. Hydra is anchoring the play. And now that both teams have taken their pumpkin camp, here comes the attack again. Hydra needs to be careful. And he just doesn't die. They get the kill against Liming. Nicely done. Farlander's moving in now too. They're trying to jump on Muradin. He makes it out, but boy are they suffering. That's 2 kills now. That's kind of crazy. In the meantime, Shamzik on his Leo is still mating the rotation of Dehaka and keeps the team in experience range. Actually, they have, obviously with the kills now, have taken the lead too. But holy hell. As the hits coming in, once, twice. Triple altar phase is of course about to spawn in another couple of seconds. We got 16 stacks already for Cassia. Top side, Baby Houdini is going for the burrow to drop out of the drain from Leo. And here's the play for Sonya, but they can't get the kill against that. You don't have to kill a target every single time though. If you drop them this low, they gotta retreat. And if they don't have the cooldown on the fountain any longer, it pretty much means that they have to Hearthstone back, which also wastes a lot of time. In the early game, you could make an argument that it wastes even more time. Now, this has always been a huge comeback map. And as you can tell, both of the teams now with the top left, top right are making the play for the final altar down here at the bottom. Another taunt comes in. Blue team, of course, hoping to follow up on those with the Lurking Arm. Sonya, spin to win, makes it out. And everybody else is still looking for a bit of extra damage here in the hopes of getting control over the altar area. And it seems like Nenopi is gonna channel this one through to give the blue team the lead once again. So yeah, good stuff. They're able to take a slight advantage. They opened up the bot lane already. We have 26 now for Cassia, so that's not too bad either. It's actually pretty good. And they're making the play for Fish, who is able to jump out. But Nenopi with so much aggression on his Genji the entire time. Like, he's moving from one lane to another. There's always the threat of another kill coming in for the team in blue. So yeah, so Ice Cream is now starting to move down here. The Lurking Arm build continues with the level 7, the Growing Infestation now taken for Stukov. Gonna play more aggressively around that. Yeah, we got the Willing Vessel over here for Leoric in the meantime. And of course, Cassia would love to participate in a few more skirmishes, just so that she can stack the level 1 and prepare for the damage in the late game. But they also need to take their own camp. Both of teams take it pretty much once that's off cooldown. Want to move in and take the pumpkins. Hydra is doing the same thing, just like lurking in, seeing if you can maybe pull something off. Eats the damage though. Sleep Dart also connect. That's the end. That's the end for him. No. This time he doesn't get away. Nice. Good coordination on the kill for the red team, and they are showing some signs of life here. 2 kills to 1. And they have actually taken a lead in experience. So Dehaka is doing very well against the Leo rotation, and even Genji has to help out to keep them in XP range. And they're trying to turn it here. Good Stormbolt connects. Farlander, he makes it out. But they are now getting pressured. So that's exactly what we've been talking about earlier. A bit more pressure on them. So far, so good. And everybody else still also doing their thing, especially, of course, here in the middle. Next altar phase is going to be a top left, top right altar. Traditionally, it's an even exchange. You're not really making any big plays here. Just trying to exchange those. But an early kill could change all of that. And Sonya dies. So maybe they feel now emboldened to make a play for the top right. Again, I don't really think that's going to happen. But they're doing exactly that. So the attack over here on the left side, the channel. That one is already in, and here we go. They're trying to create some space for Farlander, and it's actually crazy. They're getting it. They get it. That normally doesn't happen because it can also interrupt from over here, from that position, which never was even tried from Inting for Rubles. So now we got 36 points on the core against 24. 15,000 damage for Li Ming. She's the hope of the red team, since with resets in the late game, they could still win a big team fight and then gain momentum. She also has the top damage in the entire game, a little bit more than Genji, who is desperate to change that. And yeah, takes the lead for just a moment before Li Ming lands another combo. There's Leap, both of the teams with the ult, and immediately the leap out of the Entomb as Leo came in trying to catch her. Big dive by Hydra, and that is the end of Varian. Second time that he falls. Got a bit baited over here. Oops. Yeah, and here comes the counter damage because NanoP is able to get the damage in together with Farlander, who just bounces the ball of lightning off a little bit more. 35 stacks now for Cassia. Dodging out on the Sleep Dart. Well done. And of course it all comes down to the leap at the end of the day. Had to use it defensively in the last engage, but once that they're moving into the next fight, there's a chance that they can maybe lock down, I don't know, Stukov, for example. If he starts to set something up, he's pretty much an immobile target, stuns himself whenever he uses a lurking arm, so he's always an option of a hero that he could go for. Problem is always who follows up with Sonya. It could be Muradin that jumps in together with her, it could be Dehaka that tunnels in from behind. But, well, as it stands, they're thinking about invading the camp attempt here. It's always a bit risky, especially if there's a rotation coming from the top, and Dehaka probably signaled that already. So, yeah, there you go. Camp is taken. Find another altar on the bottom of the map. A bit of aggression in the middle. Dehaka, even with the Entomb being used, but Baby Houdini is able to get away here. Down at the bottom of the map, the interrupt happens. There's a stun, there's the leap from Sonya, and a nice move from Stukov, but it is not enough to save Cassia, and she's not the only one that dies. Instead, we have a Varian also getting crushed, and that's a Shrine. And that's going to be more than a Shrine. They might even get another kill here. Mindtalk needs to make it out and barely does. Oh, he just ate the spear for Stukov. Stukov dies regardless, though. But as you can see, there's the leap. That was the setup. The leap in, then the first kill to open all of this up. And now with the level 13 talent advantage, Inting for Rubles is also claiming the bell tower at the bottom of the map. Completely different game now. Completely different game. Momentum has shifted, especially from game 1 to game number 2. And they are starting to take a significant lead, gain momentum. And despite the fact that they're still behind in points on the core. So that's the one thing where they're struggling. But the question is for how long? Because with full-on bell tower control, they could get a lot done here. Again, the jump, Stormbolt. Is that a kill? No, so Ice Cream is still alive, and that's a lot of damage against Sonya. Hat is in trouble. Oh, but Ana with a save. Nice. Genji is zipping around a little bit. The nano boost and Mind Talk wasn't able to do enough. Keep in mind that Cassia is going to stack towards the late game, so that is potentially huge. but they still have to bring this back somehow. There's another Stormbolt, and Farlander's down. Farlander is dead. Nice. 6 kills to 3. So, Inting for rubles. They are pushing this one hard. The level 13 advantage that they held for quite some time, they use it. And without mercy, they're taking kill after kill. And they're hoping for another one at the top. There's the Entomb. And that should be a kill one way or another. Yep, there's the mace to the face. As the Haka dies. Big swing coming in. Leo swinging for the fences here and hitting that home run. The Haka goes down. There's the play once again with the taunt. They're trying to follow up with Zukov. Also the violent reaction being used here. Hat is low. They cannot get the kill, but the altars have now been channeled and the situation on the court changed completely. 22 points against 24 now as that fight goes on and on and on. It's the fight that keeps on giving. Now, Cassia is trying to retake the bottom. She has 25,000 damage. Genji is the one that has 30k to his name. Li Ming with 40,000. So you can tell Team SoundLess hasn't given up yet. Nor should they. They haven't given up yet, but they are falling behind. So gotta be careful now, especially since level 16 is eventually gonna become a problem. But as long as you're retaking those bell towers and then have the 4 versus 4 situation, that still works. I mean, they're only 2 kills behind. But if you compare the situation now to what happened in the early game, then it's a big gap. So blue team is definitely struggling a bit more than they were probably hoping for. Anyways, this can still change. I got my eye on Cassia and her damage output in particular. As the game continues, that could become a thing. They're always trying to gank the Haka in the middle, by the way, and it just doesn't really work out for them. So Baby Houdini, not only does he play it safe over and over again, he also nearly gets kills against them. But now they finally are able to get a hold of him. So the Haka is down. The problem is at the bottom of the map, Varian has died. And Farlander is also getting dropped. Genji comes in, but he's too late to change the tides of the battle here. And the level 16 talent is already in play for Inting for rubles. And now they have a triple altar phase coming up in another 10 seconds. And by that time, at least Cassia is not going to be back on the map. That could become a problem. We actually got the diamond skin in for Li Ming, the Cannoneer on level 13. Honestly, I'm wondering if he mispicked. Cannoneer on 13 is a bit wild. Kind of feels to me that he wanted to go for the traditional illusionist here and just misclicked. And then he makes up for it by picking diamond skin on level 16. That feels a bit what happened there. Yeah. The build pretty normal. Up to the point where you get to the level 13 talent. Then we're talking about a very weird setup for him. But alright, down here with the Entomb. X-Strike! And yes, that's the kill. Ana down, Sonya down. Oh my god, they did so well and now they're getting completely chased. Yeah, Genji, he wants to get the kill, wants to get the double kill. Mind Dog is the first one to fall. They're trying to chase the Haka. That one didn't work, so the 2 tanks, the frontliners, they survive. 14 points on the core against 20, but now a chance to maybe take the bell tower down at the bottom of the map. The Mithril Mace stacks are coming in for Leo. They got their 16. Experience is even. Kills are even. And now they're trying to go for some serious damage here. So, either way. There we go. The tunneling claws are in. We got the dwarf launch. And there's the play straight up for Muradin, who has to even pop his ult. Now, he doesn't die, but still, using the cooldown on the ult, that's a problem. I'm not gonna have that. And, yep, what else are we gonna get here? We got the move straight up for the next camp. They have the bot lane control now. They can push those pumpkins in. On the left side, the next camp would also be ripe for the taking. So I can easily drop that too. And there's a single altar spawning now. And if they get that one, they can't quite draw even with Inting for rubles in terms of core points. But they're going to close the gap pretty much down to 0. Now they're not really defending the bottom bell tower. So that's a little bit of a problem. Maybe now. Lost a lot of hit points on this one. If they can get Muradin, then it was worth it. But the dwarf just simply jumps out. And there's the shots fired. 5 shots fired in total. That puts him down to 15. Yeah, it is an incredibly close match. First game, really, really different. But right now, it is super, super close. Muradin has 23,000 damage, by the way. He's getting solid stacks on his level 1. And on top of that,
We have also, yeah, decent damage here once again against Muradin. Fish, careful. Sonya with a quick leap, but Ana is dead. Muradin jumps back in. Oh boy. Genji wants the kill. Neno P protected, by the way. They're surviving, but they can't lock in a second kill for them. 33 stacks for Muradin now, 66 for Cassia. They hold the bot lane. Leo's rotating between the top and the middle. He wants to get the level 20 for the team. And he's getting closer and closer on this one. I guess eventually the bell tower at the bottom right is going to be retaken by Inting for rubles. But now there is, of course, a significant lead. And with Ana down, seems like they're making a play for the boss. So they should. They're trying to get Baby Udini. Don't really think that's going to work. Well, he gets the taunt. He might. Yep, they're getting the kill. Nice. They closed the distance with Varian. And they got the kill. Now in the middle of the map, they got to be careful because Farlander... I have no idea what Farlander was doing there. But I guess in professional circles we call that inting. And that's 2 heroes down. I have no idea. That was way too greedy. He was trying to get damage in against the bell tower in the middle. And all that it resulted in was a level 20 talent for Inting for rubles and 2 kills for them. So that was a big fail. That was a huge fail, honestly. They just killed Dehaka. They just had the lead. They were taking the advantage in the game. And now those 2 ints were a big problem, and it's a double altar for Inting for rubles. Without a fight, that's 8 points off the core. The core is now down to 5 points any second. 6. Yep, there it is. I cannot believe that just happened. Didn't they have 13? Ah, no, they had 14. Okay. So, yeah. Alright, so they get the belt. Oh my god, that could have lost in the game. That could honestly have been the moment where they lose the game. If they lose now, I mean, think about it for just a second. They had an advantage in kills, they had an advantage in points on the core, they had an advantage in experience, and they gave all of that up for nothing. They lost 2 heroes that just ended in the middle, and now it's all of a sudden 20 versus 20, 10 kills to 10. A lead in points on the core for Inting for rubles, and they're also trying to make a play for the boss now because the entire blue team shows at the bottom of the map. Big throw, everybody. Yeah, they're going to be down to 2 points on the core. And nothing... I mean, a team wipe is pretty much what's needed. They knew that boss was taken. And they were absolutely okay with that. They're saying like, well, yeah, we want that bell tower. It's too important. You can take the boss if you want. I still can't believe that that happened. I'm a little bit shocked. I'm really a little bit shocked. I mean, brain farts happen, so there's that. But, oh boy. Down here on the other hand, if they can get a kill now, that's a different story. And they're starting to come in for the team fight. The leap from Sonya. But it's a kill against Stukov that leads us off. They need counter kills quickly or it's over. Muradin, oh, Li Ming popping off with a triple kill. Sonya and Muradin die, but Li Ming shows no mercy. Bam, Genji down. Varian dead. Now they are moving in with Farlander. He is also destroyed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a 5-man team wipe. As we have game number 2 end in favor of Team Inting for rubles. Nicely done, well played, and we are heading straight into game number 3 of the series here. Well done by the red team. Battlefield of Eternity, game number 3. After the first game, I didn't really think that we would end up on the third map, but the second one redeemed Inting for rubles a bit. They played it way better there. Even though I gotta say, a big part of that was the big int in the mid lane, where for some reason Cassia and Genji decided that they want to throw the game. And that was kind of crazy. So that was really... that was a bit unexpected. They had a big lead, they had a big advantage, and then those 2 kills and the death timers allowed Inting for rubles to not only control the map, get another bell tower, and get 2 altars for free, and that was the beginning of the end.
So it seems like the ban pattern is going to be the exact same as we've seen in the last few games for Inting for Rubles at least. So I would assume that Right Wing is going to get banned again. They just apparently they looked at games and replays of Team SoundLess and they just said, okay, those are two that we don't want to deal with. But they're switching it up a little bit. Uther gets banned this time. Okay. And Raxa as the first pick for the blue team. Now, you guessed it. What does that leave us with? Apparently nobody here wants to play Medivh. So apparently on both of the teams, all of them are saying like, Medivh, we don't like that guy. But there's still Stukov around and there is still Varian. Honestly, if you don't pick Stukov for yourself or get anything that destroys that combo a little bit, then I don't know what to do with you. There we go, they pick Varian. Now the problem with the Stukov composition is that if you actually pick Stukov, you can still make the same plays with the Nubarak. Is it the same? Not quite. The problem is you also pick a Nubarak into Li Ming, which normally you don't want to do because the Disintegrate just blows away your cocoon, so you have pretty much no value out of that. So it's always a little bit of like an thing to pick in a Nubarak into Li Ming. I know. If they're Wood League players, they always think like, but they're Beatles, it's amazing against Li Ming. Not how it works. So in reality, Li Ming is a really good pick against the Nubarak and mostly taken when he's there because Disintegrate is always a win on the cooldown against Cocoon. But they go for Arthurs. They played him already a few times, and against Varian it can actually be really nice because you can walk him down. And Nenopi on Alarak, that's scary as hell already what we're seeing here. I'm still blown away that we haven't seen a single Medivh pick or a ban in this entire series, but again, if the teams don't have anybody that plays it, then it's obviously a ban that you don't need to throw out there. So for now, Baby Houdini and his boys are picking. They banned out Stukov, so mass support bans again. And well, there's Greymane. Oh, there's a lot of poke and reset potential. And Blaze for an additional stun after Varian makes the engage. Nobody has taken a support yet. Yeah, we are gonna have a bit of a lack of supports here. Anduin! Okay, Anduin is playing against Daddy once more. Honor! Just shut up, Hanzo. That voice line gets me every single time. The guy just sounds like such an idiot whenever he goes for that. Okay, so what does Nox get? Yeah, there's not really that many meta supports out there anymore. There's gonna be Brightwing. Fight time. Battlefield of Eternity, Game 3. One of the teams is gonna make it to the next round of the Heroes of the Storm tournament. The other team is dropping out. We're gonna find out right now which one it is on our third map in this series between Team SoundLess and Inting for Rubles. The final map in the series, Team SoundLess against Inting for Rubles. Hydra on Arthurs, we got Nenopi on Alarak, Sir Ice Cream on Anduin, Shamsik on Raxa, and Farlander on Hanzo. On the right side of the map, Mindtalk is playing Li Ming again. We got Baby Houdini on Blaze, Nox on Brightwing, the Fish on Variant, and Hat on Greymane. So they're trying to turn it around and now play pretty much the same composition. So you go from Variant Taunt into Brightwing Polymorph into Blaze Stun or vice versa. And then you have two heroes to dish out the damage, and that is exactly what they're going to try and do. This could be a real interesting one, and I guess a lot of it hinges on the ability of Nenopi to get the damage out with Alarak and land his combos. So we're going to keep a close eye on him as the game continues. A little bit of damage, by the way, already up at the top as they are 4-manning the tower. They've been doing this in a lot of these games, trying to get the extra damage connected through that. Alarak is actually rotating topside. Gotta be careful, Variant, there. It's also, of course, dangerous because you have Misha against you too. That's an additional stun. And they're really trying to go for full-on defense now, the blue team. Red team is doing very well in the early game. Good pressure. Yeah, Fish. Varian runs away from Anduin. Didn't think I'd see that anytime soon. But okay. So, right now, what else do we get? We got the bot lane, 1 versus 1. It's actually, interestingly enough, Hanzo who plays against Blaze. I think that setup will change soon. Has the Howling Blast, and they're trying to go and walk Varian down, as already predicted in the draft. Oh, that could have potentially been a kill. But early game, those towers without any minion support are, of course, a bit of a pain in the ass, so they didn't really want to go in too deep and then regret their life choices. Now, at the bottom of the map, the camp is now about to be taken, and I don't think that Farlander is able to hold them long enough. No, the rotation was there. Maybe they can still get the kill against Hat. Yeah, Frozen Tempest is in. Hat is in trouble. Yeah, he's dead. He's definitely dead. Now that the Howling Blast connected too, he has no chance. And the problem is Baby Houdini is also not going to make it. Well, that was a good move, but he gets dropped too. Farlander is able to kill him. Needs to be very careful that he doesn't get dropped by those Khazras on the other hand. Yeah, and is able to jump away. But there we go. So with that, 2 kills to 0. Good start. We've been at that same place on map 2, and we all know how that ended. So yeah, nice combo against Varian. The pressure is definitely there. And a lot of it comes from Alarak, who's doing a lot of that. I really want him to go into the negatively charged. As I said in one of the previous games, there's obviously so many Alarak builds that he can play that are really impactful, but negatively charged from an observer's perspective is always fun, and we see it here because he can always look at the stats and kind of see, hey, how many of those stacks does he get together, what's the damage output going to be for him. We got now also the Holy Reach for Anduin after the pursuit by Grace. And yep, there we go at the top lane right now. I mean, honestly, Anduin is always a character, when you look at the talent names, that like, he is a pompous ass. Let's just be honest for just a moment. If you have someone pursued by Grace, it's like his first talent, like really, is like, how much of an ass are you? It's like pretentious with no end. Like, he's the guy at the Starbucks, you know, that sits in the corner the entire day and just writes screenplays or stuff like that. This is like really weird. So I don't know. Anduin, he's not a guy that you would have a beer with. Let's just put it like that. Arthas, on the other hand, you know, that's a guy that I could have a drink with. But Anduin is more so in the Hanzo category. Anyways, nice. That was a good Howling Blast. Can they get the kill? Misha, yes. Brightwing is dead. Brightwing down. Nice attacks here and good coordination. Well done. 3 kills to 0 now. And both teams looking for the level 7. Also, talking about level 4s, the Hungry Bear. Misha is hungry. Misha wants to go for kills, and they're going for kills. They're taking down Greymane. 5 stacks so far for the negatively charged. Nothing crazy yet, but again, can change over time. So now we're having them coming in for the immortal damage and try to do that. And up at the top, yeah, still a couple of outliers of the camp, but the problem is that Inting for Rubles is doing an insane amount of structural damage. So that's where they really excel. They're putting Greymane into a good spot for that, and that could in the long run become a problem. But as the kills continue, it's an issue, because in the late game, the death timers are going to be so high that you're going to get map control every single time you're able to get a kill. So, yeah, there's that. Anyways, with the level 7 talents now coming through, we should get the Immortal also. I mean, both of the teams are going to get the level 7. Problem for Inting for Rubles is that they have pretty much done no damage at all. Another Howling Blast. The Arthur setup is working really well for Team SoundLess. I think the Hardos played it once, SoundLess played it a couple of times. So there's that. And both of the teams with a lot of success. And that's nearly 100% shield. Damn! Yeah, big damage. That is some serious work that the top lane is now going to experience. Calamity is in for Li Ming. Initially, she went straight into the Force Armor. Yeah, on top of that, we're now also getting the Victory Rush here. It's time to get the party started. Power word. Shield. I mean, again, like, does that, like, what?
I'm Anduin. I got the best words, the most powerful words. I have all the words. Everybody says so. Even my daddy.
Nano P, as Anduin is trying to convince everybody that he's cool, is getting attacked. So Ice Cream coming in with the heals. That's the taunt, though. Varian taunting Anduin a little bit. You were an accident, my friend. You weren't planned. No, Daddy, no! Don't say that! 5 kills to 0. And they actually set up a pretty good defense, I gotta say. This could be a kill for the blue team, but I gotta admit that I expected that fort to fall. I really thought that they would be able to take the entire fort to the top down, given that we had 100% shield on this one. And Nano P is trying to his stacks, but he's only sitting at 7 right now, so he's not really able to do as much as I thought he would be able to pull off here. Top side,
Also experience, I mean, look at experience. It's actually kind of interesting. You look at the experience points right now, it's 5 kills to 0, but they took the top 4 down, and they have even experience with their opponent. So, I don't know. It's just absolutely, they're doing really well, like, on the macro play. They have to finally start winning some team fights. But if you think about the map itself and how they're setting their lineup up to get structural damage in, then they're the big winners here. So that's the big one right now. Yeah, there's another potential kill though, and they're really struggling to keep their team alive, but this time it worked out. Can they get the counter kill? Not quite. Yeah, here comes the play once more as they're getting the jet propulsion connected. Hydra! There's the kill. Arthas is down. Good night, sweet prince. He's dead. And that is the first kill and the lead in experience for Inting 4 rubles. Guys, despite the fact that the kill lead was huge for Team SoundLess, look what's happening here. Inting 4 rubles turns it. The top 4 has been eliminated. And now we're looking at an advantage for them. Yeah, level 10 talents are in a little bit sooner for them. It's not going to play a role for the objective, but still. Meh. Meh. Okay, top side. Ooh, Alarak, hello. How did he get killed? Did he just run into them? Are we inting again? Is this game 2 all over again? No, 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 no. There's the level 10 abilities. Okay, Alarak just hates sadism. Lost all of it. Anduin. The light bomb. That's the first talent that makes him look a little bit more normal. Anyways, that is a big immortal. Guys, I'm starting to get afraid for Team SoundLess. I did not think that I would say that. That's a great Howling Blast though. Has to bunker up or is going to get stunned by the immortal stun. And yeah, he still gets hit just a little bit later, but Hydra is low. Big arrow comes out. Alarak is here. Blaze is dead. And so is Brightwing. Oh my god. The triple kill, everybody. They came in with a big triple. And yep, now at the bot lane also pumpkins are making it through, but those were some serious kills right there. I mean, oh boy. I was worried for Team SoundLess. They seem to lose control of the entire game. Now they might still lose the Immortal, but at least with them now being able to attack the red Immortal, they are taking the shield down slowly. So, are they winning this one? Maybe, maybe not, but at least it's going to get a little bit closer. 100% shield for the red team would have likely ended the second fort. Yeah, they try to get the stun in. There's the chase, and they get it. Okay, so Inting for rubles, they're still locking the objective in, but now they're on the run again. There's the Howling Blast, connects with 2. Alarak is trying to set something up, but he just can't really connect it, and they don't get the kill. It's a really interesting third game, though. And of course, it being the third game is also kind of adding some extra spice to it, because you lose here, you're out of the tournament. Simple as that. Okay, 28,000 against 33,000, the top damage dealers. Hanzo against the Ming. Yeah. That's a good defense. Yeah, they can't do anything here. Blaze is at the top. He pushed the lane out. Well, actually, can they get Hydra? Anduin with a save. Alright, so far so good. Lets himself get stunned. Yeah, Hydra moves in. They go for a head. He gets saved, but not for long. Down goes Greymane. The light bomb gets used, and that's the end. What? Oh yeah, Brightwing, okay. Gets still killed, but that could have been the escape of the century. Varian is dead too, so yeah, quite a few of them not making it here. And that's of course momentum at the bottom of the map now. The Brightwing escape, it was so clutch. But it wasn't meant to be. So now the first fort on the red team side falls. It's a nice back and forth. And there's the level 13 for them as well. Okay. Off we go. That's party time. With that we now get the pure malice over here. The shattered armor. We get the fleet of foot. And the speed of the pyres. You just know that if Anduin goes to a Starbucks, he's ordering that soy latte. He is. We all know it. Could I have a soy latte, please? And could you also add a little bit of almond milk? And I don't want it too hot. A little bit of extra sugar would be nice too. Do you have low-fat milk? Like, we all know that's what he would order. We all know it. You know it's true. I've been thinking, I've been saying it, but you've been thinking it the entire time. Ah, those talent names. Okay, so the fish, Varian over here.
Yeah, he goes into Starbucks and he orders a beer. Like, we don't serve that here. It's like, well, then change that right now. Anyways, 13 talents are ready, and he likes that build. He goes into the Cannoneer again. Really expected that to be a bit of a misclick, but yep, this time, no. So he wants to add in the auto attack damage. Okay, so Cannoneer, it is right here. And up at the top, there's the fight. Again, the Immortal stuns coming out. The red team needs to be careful. They're getting split a little bit. Blue team is driving a wedge in between them. Greyman, of course, he wants it. He wants to take that down quickly. If he can go into the Worgen form, he can just chunk it down. And they are locking the halftime show in any moment here. They are really playing with fire, though. I mean, they're getting far out. That is either a bunker. He doesn't have the bunker. Okay, there's the save. Halftime show is already there. That's the switch, and they kill Arthas. Nice! They take Arthas. Well done. Great job by them. And now, of course, there's an opportunity to go for the Immortal. What a game, seriously. SoundLess against Inting for Ruby. After game 1, I never expected this to be that close. Triple arrow connects. That could turn the fight again. Alarak comes in. They're trying to go for Mind Talk. They nearly got the kill against her. But Brightwing, they're trying to keep the fish alive. But the turn against Nenopi. Alarak. They kept him alive for so long, but he dies. And it just feels like all of a sudden Team SoundLess can't get any kills anymore. And now that Immortal, that one is going to hurt them a lot. I mean, look at this one. Bam! 100% shield is in. They got a half-level lead, 100% shield, 11 kills to 5 against the red team. But they are starting to absolutely punish every single mistake that Team SoundLess makes at this point. Beautiful series. Li Ming, the only one that hasn't fallen yet. Yeah, now the push straight to the bot lane. The fort is obviously down. Duh. But can they do more? Can they go for the keep? I mean, the minimum that you want to do right now is you open the wall up. But you want to try and get the keep, especially since they now have a level 16 in just another second. They really need to take that opportunity and do some solid damage. Okay, this time no diamond skin, at least the mirror ball. Alright, that's a little bit better. We got the Executioner over here. And here's the damage. The wall is open. The shield is about to fall. They still have it for a bit longer. 19 stacks for Alarak. Not really too great, but as he keeps stacking, that's going to be better for the late game. 16 against 15, and the keep is down. They won't be able to get more unless they lock in some kills. But that in and of itself is already a bit of a victory, so good for them. Yeah, and here we go. That's going to be the end of at least the Immortal. Can they get a kill? Ult's already being used. Hydra went into his army right away, but they're already backing off here. Not quite sure why he popped the army, to be honest. I don't feel there was a need, and they also shouldn't have really forced the fight considering how... I mean, they were super close to getting the level 16 talent, so I don't really know why Hydra used that beforehand. 31,000 damage for Alarak. 11 kills to 6, and now more camps taken. The lead definitely goes to Inting for Rubis now. But this game is over. One team fight can change a lot over here. 61,000 damage for Li Ming. There we go. Arrow and deleted. Anduin got the kill against Greymane. Adding insult to injury. Even-handed blessings. And Varian is there too. Anduin, you traitor. Kinslayer. Yeah. And Hanzo is already busy at the top for the camp. They could take the fort now before the Immortals are coming up. And I talked in the earlier stages of the game about the late game. Once the death timers are high enough, every single kill gives you a huge advantage for a long time and gains you map control. And that's what they have. It's a freebie on the fort, and they are trying to steal the camp away. Rexa is defending the bot lane. Good for him. And over here, yeah, Baby Houdini, he needs to defend this. Camp is taken, they can't fight for it. Immortals in 10, so Anduin will be back. But they've taken the camps, they've applied more pressure, they have taken the lead and experience again. It's a crazy back and forth, honestly, on this map. And it's a ton of fun. Now, they need to get Rexa back into the action over here. Getting the halftime show would, of course, be the dream. But the red team is totally willing to fight back here. And you don't want to fight in those Immortal circles. Not the way that the last few battles have been going. Everybody has the ults up, so that's good too.
And here comes the lockdown with a Howling Blast. Once again, the play. Big arrow. Big connect. But they cannot get the kill. The bunker was already up and they used him right away. Arthur's, he has a couple of ghouls left, but Anduin has to save him here as they are getting chased back hard, and Mind Dog landing a combo after another with this Li Ming, and they are now trying to get the halftime show. What a game. What a fight. Honestly, fantastic. 13-2-6. 25 stacks now for Alarak's level 4. You're sitting at 126 sadism. They're trying to poke this out, but Li Ming and Greymane are just chunking with the damage whenever the battle really unfolds in front of them. Halftime show has now been locked in by the red team, so Inting for Rubles has once again taken a slight advantage here. And it comes down at the end of the day to whichever team is able to lock in a team fight victory. We still have a 5 versus 5 going on here. And it's tricky. Look at, by the way, the damage output we receive for Rexa. He has nearly as much damage as Alarak now. Yeah, and here they go again. They go for Varian at the front once more. Greymane, they're poking the Immortal. Immortal is the priority for Inting for Rubles. They're pretty much just saying, guys, if we take the Immortal and we can take the top keep down, they have no keep left and we're going to win this game in the long run as long as we don't int. Yeah, talking about Inting. Arthur is down. Counter kill. Li Ming is dead. The damage dealer is finally gone. Finally, Li Ming is dead. Is that an opportunity for them to bring it back now? They lost Arthur's, but they still have some front line, and Hat is getting dropped too. Both of the damage dealers are toast. Varian is in trouble, and the fish, he dies. The fish is down, and the Immortal is wide open. That might just be the moment where they turn the game. Nice. Really, really nice. They're burning this one down quickly. Brightwing at the bottom of the map looking for some experience. In an ideal world, you would hope to get level 20, of course, together with it. Could wait for Arthurs to come back, but now we're all of a sudden talking about a big lead for them. 16-7. They get the kills, and here we go, everybody. Yep. Bam! Immortal time. It's been a while, but Team SoundLess locks one in. And they're closing the gap to 20. Yeah, they're even getting the camp. This is going to relieve a lot of the pressure at the bottom of the map. Now, they still need to take the catapults down here, and Hydra is already on it. Those catapults cannot get to the core, but that camp is going to do a lot. The problem for them is that the Immortal at the top now is totally unprotected, and Inting for Rubles, they're meeting it early, and they're saying, guys, we got to just reduce this as quickly as we can, or we're going to be in trouble. They have to back off a little bit, but now we got the anti-magic shell over here. Hasty bargain for Alarak, and here comes the attack. Nothing else but keep is alright. They really need to push the envelope here. With a level 20 talent advantage, you need to make your plays. And there it is! The potential kill, the arrow, everything on Hat. And Greymane is down. Misha dies. The fish is dead. And this could just be it. They get 2 kills right off the bat. And the keep is about to fall. What a crazy game. What an amazing match between these two. And now the chance to maybe even go for the core. They got to. They have such an opportunity here. Level 20 will soon be ready for Inting for Rubles. They still have Li Ming. She needs to get killed. She needs to get reset. She needs to pop off a little bit. But as Baby Houdini gets locked down and Brightwing, there it is. The kill against Blaze. And now their core is in real danger. Li Ming is trying to somehow save the day, but it's going to be tricky. 95,000 damage for Li Ming, but the core is falling. The shield is already gone. It's down to 50%. Nobody's coming back yet. This is game. Team SoundLess with a 2-1 victory in this Heroes of the Storm series against Inting for Rubles, who are now out of the tournament.